services. Sears is Bermuda's largest home appliance store with over 200 appliances in our showroom. We have refrigerators and freezers, gas ovens and electric ranges, washers and dryers. Sears has a wide selection of craftsman's tools and accessories. Beautify your home with our lawn and garden tools. We have everything you need for outdoor entertaining. Located at 41 Victoria Street, Sears is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sears, reliable delivery, quality service, and everyday low prices.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Friday, May 17th. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for joining us. Premier David Byrd announcing the formation of a new cabinet committee on social development in an effort to tackle outstanding social problems. Addressing the issue of young men before the courts, the committee have devised a new policy through the Ministry of Legal Affairs to prevent the naming of young people in the press. Furthermore, affordable housing will also be addressed by the committee.
The recently completed housing survey, which ended in April, will provide a clearer picture of housing issues and better inform how we tackle this problem on behalf of the people of Bermuda. The minister has informed me that almost 1,000 responses have been received. More than affordability in housing, the Minister of Public Works is encouraging us to think in terms of adequacy of housing. This focus is important because some of the social issues that we encounter are caused or exacerbated by inadequate housing, which in some cases forces on families living arrangements that are not suitable and become conducive to antisocial behavior or even criminal conduct. With this in mind, Mr. Speaker, affordable and adequate housing is a priority of this government, and after a period of 10 years in which there has been no construction of units for addition to the Bermuda Housing Corporation stock, we will roll out projects that meet the demand identified by the community and informed by the housing survey to which I referred to earlier. Mr. Speaker, no discussion on housing can be complete without some reference to homelessness. Honorable members will have heard the comments from the Honorable Member for Constituency 16 last week in this House, which shone a light on the issue of homelessness. Mr. Speaker, as honorable members will know, there are various permutations to the issue of homelessness, and the condition of being on the streets is more often a symptom of wider issues that need to be addressed. It is important to note that the Bermuda Housing Corporation does not have a centrally located rooming house, and discussions are underway to determine if the Bishop Spencer site lends itself to this purpose. The aim, Mr. Speaker, will be to provide more than just housing, but also to provide for functional skills training and work opportunities that will assist in returning our fellow citizens to dignity of work and quality of life.
On time and on budget, the government today praised the Heritage Wharf construction team for their work in completing the first phase of a project to upgrade the facility so that it can accommodate larger cruise ships. The Public Works Minister, Colonel David Byrd, said at a news conference today the results achieved in the project proves that the Progressive Labour Party government can indeed manage money and manage big construction projects. Tarai Trott reports.
Phase 1 of the construction work to rehabilitate King's Wharf and Dockyard now completed within budget. Next is Phase 2, which will extend the pier by 100 feet on either side. The Public Works Minister, David Birch, provided details.
What it will do is to provide for better housekeeping of those ships that come generally with 4 gangways, and so we'll be able to service sewage and water and that sort of thing without having to utilize the gangway that's used by passengers.
Minister Birch pledged to use the project as a shining example of the type of publicly funded construction work the public should expect from the government in the future.
This is the gold standard for meeting timelines within this ministry, on time and on budget. And I have said to others in other areas of the ministry and every other project that we have, that if they can't manage it, I'm going to bring one of the A-team to manage it for them. So you can imagine what their response is. They're upping their game, and it's precisely what we want.
Bermudian civil engineer Carmen Trott is serving as project manager of the works. She described the experience as challenging.
So it was a good project, challenging, a lot of different issues that we had to deal with. But basically, from the beginning, when we got Mr. Christen on board with Christen Construction, his team is awesome. They dig in, and we did a lot of problem solving along with his engineering team from Brunel. And the team that we assembled here behind myself with Austin Kenny and the chief engineer supported us all the way through our different challenges. And that would be from procuring the precast elements and bringing them over to Bermuda, and even just demolition, the weather conditions. It was a lot to deal with, but we stayed positive and we just stayed in a forward motion. We knew that our deadline had to be met, and we just really were focused on ensuring that what we did deliver was a quality project.
Chief Engineer Eves Bob Lorty commended the work of Ms. Trott and the rest of the team, as well as the support she received from the government.
We're lucky to have our minister. At what point in the project where we're late by, let's say, 3 weeks, and we got like a full support of our minister. Like at the end of the day, we will stand as one team, winning or losing. Where I come from Canada, those politicians are not totally like that. Like I heard in the past, they might run for the hills when we get into problems. So when we have a good team and you work together, that's teamwork. That's all it is. And that's why we were able to deliver this project on time.
Tarai Trott reporting. And we'll have more for you after this short break, including all the latest weather news. Stay with us.
4K ready box, cloud DVR storage, more local channels on every device in your home. Get more with FiberWire TV.
What? You want a race? Rubber Duck Derby 2019. Raffle tickets now on sale. Bring the whole family. Presented to you by Friends of Hospice and Linda's lead sponsor.
Enjoy memorable moments brought to you by ZBM.
Thanks for joining us. The 4th annual St. George's Marine Expo is back this Sunday after a short postponement due to inclement weather. All roads lead to the East End, where the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, in partnership with Rubis, will showcase the many businesses, organizations, and opportunities involved in Bermuda's maritime industry. One of the biggest highlights of the expo will be the launch of the powerboat race season. BEDC MSME Director Ray Lambert says attendees will be in for a treat, as the almost 360 view from Ordnance Islands will provide an optimal experience of the races. The expo plans to bring the town of St. George to life by targeting boating and marine enthusiasts from across the island. Mr. Lambert adds all businesses in the old town will have a chance to benefit, as thousands of people will be heading to St. George on Sunday. The event takes place from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now let's head over to the AccuWeather headquarters to see how our weather picture is shaping up for the weekend.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brittany Boyer, and we've made it to the weekend, and we have a pretty nice weekend that's on the way for us here, and we have generally quiet conditions, at least until early next week, and then we will be watching a disturbance right now way to our south here, but we're going to be watching a disturbance that will be making some noise down around the Bahamas, and eventually that storm system is going to work its way to the north, and that could bring us a couple of showers, at least for early next week. But as we take a look at what's going on here locally tonight, you can see this Friday evening, it is nice and quiet out there. Hopefully you can get outside and enjoy this Friday evening. Temperatures are in the low 70s right now, and over the next couple of days, temperatures are going to be building on up into the upper 70s, so something to look forward to. You can see humidity right now between 60 and 65%. A slight breeze out there with winds out of the west-northwest around 10 knots. The water temperature is sitting at 76 degrees, and we really can't complain about the conditions out on the water if you're trying to do some boating here over the next few days. Inside the reef, calm to 1 foot. Again, it doesn't get much better than that. And even outside of the reef, pretty calm conditions with waves between 2 and 4 feet. So we don't have any marine alerts to tell you about for tonight. No small craft warnings, no issues out there. So here's a look at the tidal times. We have our high tide coming in at 8:27 tonight, and then our low tide just after 3 a.m. on Saturday morning. So overnight tonight, a moonlit sky, no issues here. 67 degrees for our overnight low, and then you can see tomorrow a comfortable day, a high of 77 degrees, mostly sunny skies and mild temperatures as we head into Saturday night with temperatures right around 70 degrees for the overnight low. Here's what it looks like on Futurecast as we get ready to take you into the weekend. Not a whole lot happening. Again, generally staying dry, maybe a weak disturbance off to our north, but it's going to be about that action to the south that I mentioned a little bit earlier on. Looks like that will try and kick up some showers and some more clouds as we get throughout the day on Monday and also into Tuesday, and maybe even still some lingering showers into Wednesday of next week. But as we take a look at what's going on in a few other locations here, we can tell you what we can expect into some of the islands, Jamaica, Barbados, also Trinidad, where we are seeing generally quiet weather on this Friday, but a few showers down there toward Trinidad with temperatures in the low 90s. If you're doing some traveling here into Saturday, you can see we've got some rain around Toronto, Canada. New York City, 69 degrees, upper 80s in Atlanta, a few showers and storms in Miami and London, also looking at some showers as well. Your extended forecast, a smooth sail right into the weekend with temperatures staying in the upper 70s. Monday we'll watch increasing clouds, maybe some showers later in the day, and it looks like we will have some rain around on Tuesday and mostly cloudy skies into the middle of the week.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
My name is Kevin Roberts. I'm a taxi driver / ambassador. My father's with BF&M, so am I. Half of my family always been seen to be with Bermuda Fire Marine. I tried a different provider at one time, but I wasn't too happy with the competition because back then it took too long to settle claims. They questioned every claim, and I never really had that problem with BF&M. I'm quite happy with it.
Buying a house can be expensive, but so can selling a house. Between the stamp duty, legal and conveyance fees, and the commission fee, a $1 million home could cost close to $100,000 to sell. But one agent says that's too expensive, and while she has no control over the stamp duty or legal fees, she is promising to slash the commission fee by more than half. But as Tony Waterman found out, it has raised concerns for some.
So this house has a lot of history then.
If this house could talk, oh, the stories it would tell.
And it was the scene of many fabulous parties in the heyday of Tuckerstown.
Glebe House was built in 1960. Its mid-century modern flair, the work of Frank Lloyd Wright protege Harry Saunders. Perched high atop Glebe Hill, the views are breathtakingly panoramic. Inside, a sweeping staircase leads to a 2-story living room. There's even an elevator. Yet the 7-bed, 7.5-bath estate has languished on the market for 4 years. About a month ago, the owner hired Sue Frith, a real estate agent with a different model for selling homes.
The elevator pitch is that most sellers want to pay less in commission. My agency offers 2% commission to sellers. At the same time, any buyer can come to us or they can bring their own agent.
If a property is sold directly to a buyer, there's no additional commission. And if a buyer brings their own agent, it's the buyer who has to compensate that agent, which means closing costs for those buyers will be higher. But for sellers, Frith says the model can save them up to 60% on commission costs.
to me, there's no question that this is a better deal, and that's why it works in the UK, that's why it works in Australia.
Right now, the real estate commission fee in Bermuda is 5%, paid for by the seller and split between the agents. The money goes towards things like marketing, guidance, and paperwork. There's little wiggle room in that 5% fee because it's set by the Bermuda Chamber of Commerce Real Estate Handbook, and all member agents agree to charge that amount. Frith has bypassed that mandate by not joining the chamber.
So I think that people will see what I've done, and they will see that they can establish their own pricing. And for many of the smaller boutiques, it's very affordable to do this kind of transaction at 2% for a $500,000 condo or a $6 million beautiful property.
No one from the Chamber Real Estate Division would agree to an on-camera interview for this story, but outside sources did raise some concerns. They worry sellers won't get maximum exposure for their property, that closing costs will be driven higher for buyers, adding to an already sluggish market, and that reduced commission will mean reduced services.
Do you think there's any stigma around being a discount real estate agent at all?
Well, I was very careful when I created my website to achieve a very high-end look because I was worried about that. I think the change is coming regardless. It's just a question of someone jumping in and making it happen.
Since jumping in late January, Frith has accepted offers on 2 properties. A good start, but it will take much longer to know if it's the model moving the deals.
Thank you, Tony. And more than 4,000 middle school children have taken part in the Spirit of Bermuda Youth Development Program in the past 13 years. The Sloop Foundation needs your support to continue the life-changing experiences students won't soon forget. This sailing program teaches middle school-age students new life skills outside of the classroom. On board one of the island's most famous tall ships, the Spirit of Bermuda.
This is an opportunity for children to shine, to learn outside the classroom. It's an experiential learning program, so maybe a 13-year-old hasn't found what they're really interested in. They get on Spirit and they say, gee, I really like this. I'm on the water, I see Bermuda from a different perspective, and they absolutely work outside their comfort zone. They're not allowed to have these little things and machines and phones and technology, and in addition to that, we look at the program as character building.
Ms. Smith-King says the students receive an immersive 5-day experience on the water.
They're part of our crew. They're trainees. They're not there for a cruise or a 5-day, let's go in the sun and get a tan type of thing. They get on the ship and they work. They clean, they hold the sails, and of course they get to experience Bermuda's history, learn about Bermuda's history, go snorkeling, go to Nonsuch Island. They have a tremendous opportunity to expand their knowledge about Bermuda, which I think is wonderful.
Some former students have even gone on to pursue careers in the maritime industry.
We're very proud of the fact that many of them come back. Our present crew, we have 3 watch leaders, and I believe all 3 of them went through the program as students. We have 3 watch leaders who finished up with us last year and now are abroad, and 2 of the 3 are pursuing more qualifications as mariners.
Now the Sloop Foundation's tall ship will be undergoing expensive maintenance work later this summer for a 10-year checkup. She says the community support is indispensable.
In June, we're also hosting an art show at Masterworks. We're collaborating with them and some local professional as well as amateur artists to try to do something there and do something different. We're always looking for new ways to raise funds.
The public is encouraged to attend the live auction of art, photography, and woodwork inspired by the ocean at Masterworks on Friday, June 7th. For more information, visit www.bermudasloop.org. Still to come, Earl Basden will have all the latest sports news in just a few minutes.
Every home tells a story. Your story is all yours.
Big kid, too cool. I make my own rules.
Wherever you live, whatever your style, express yourself.
My style says what's up. Don't wanna ever grow up.
So many styles to help tell your story and create your unique dream home.
We're gonna stand out.
Start shopping for furniture at U.S. prices today. Lifestyle Furniture is Bermuda's newest furniture store and is proud to be the home of the #1 furniture company in the world, Ashley Furniture. Visit lifestylefurniture.bm or stop by our showrooms today. Lifestyle Furniture, this is home.
Sealer's Red Ripe Watermelons at $14.99 each. Fresh Purdue chicken thighs or drumsticks at $1.99 per pound. Poland Spring Water 24-pack bottles, hot price $10.99. Matchlight briquettes, 3.1 pound bag, hot price $7.99. Charmin Essential Strong Toilet Tissue, 1 roll, hot price 99 cents. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
4K Ready Box, Cloud DVR storage, more local channels on every device in your home. Get more with FiberWire TV.
Turning to sports news now, Earl Basden brings us the very latest.
Jillian Teixeira was back in action competing in the Valkenswaard International Horse Jumping event going on in the Netherlands. Teixeira and Escalada finished 47th, competing in the CSI 2 1.35 meter table A against the clock with a jump-off class. The pair clocked a time of 78.87, and they would also have 8 penalty fault points. Meanwhile, once again, Bermuda will have representation in the Caribbean Equestrian Association's Dressage Challenge as Bermuda's dressage enthusiasts gear up for this year's event, which will be held tomorrow at the National Equestrian Center on Vesey Street beginning at 9 a.m. This annual event enables riders from the Caribbean membered countries to compete against each other without the need to travel overseas. The format of the event allows for selected judges to travel from island to island, scoring each competitor's tests at an official organized show. Riders competing in the Dressage Challenge are ranked both individually and by country team. In the 2018 Challenge, Bermuda's children's team captured the top prize, whilst the adult team finished in second place. Also competing amongst the Caribbean include Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and Cayman Islands. This year, Bermuda have 14 riders competing in the challenge. The sailors at the 2019 Finn Open European Championships in Athens, including Bermuda's Raquel Evans, were back on the water after a delay due to light air. The fleet of 84 boats from 33 nations spent the morning hoping and wishing for wind, which eventually came and they were able to complete 2 races. Evans finished the first race of the day and the 7th of the series in 61st before finishing 68th in the second race of the day. He came off the water in 63rd place overall with 417 net points. Staying with sailing news, the Wednesday night racing series overall leader is Smokin, but they only have a 1-point lead over second place Air Force. Smokin have 13 points while Air Force have 14 points. Nasty Madison are just a further 6 points back, holding down the 3rd place spot. Mayhem are in 4th with 42 points, and Selena 2 round out the top 5 finishers with 43 points. Delray Rollins and his Sussex teammates picked up a 384-run victory on the final day of their second 11 championship match against the MCC Young Cricketers. Sussex seconds declared with their overnight total of 298 for 5 with a lead of 578 runs. MCC Young Cricketers were bowled out in their second inning for 194. Rahib Ali was the top scorer with 81, while Will Bear returned figures of 18.4 overs, 8 maidens, 5 for 23. Rollins returned bowling figures of 2 overs, none for 14. Adam Hall and his Delmarva Shorebird baseball teammates woke up early and split a doubleheader with Greensboro Grasshoppers. Delmarva won the first game 3-2, but Greensboro rebounded to win the second game 4-1. In the opening game with Delmarva already ahead 1-0, they used some 2-out hustle to increase their lead in the 5th. Hall legged out an infield single and then a sharp grounder to the mound that kicked off the foot of the pitcher resulted in another single. Seeing the ball trickle into the right field, Hall sprinted to third base. The next batter fought back on an 0-2 count to get to 2-2 and then lashed a single into left field, scoring Hall and another to make the score 3-0 at the time. However, Greensboro would score 2 runs. Jonna James and Macau Glasgow helped Thomas College men's and women's track and field team compete in their first varsity North Atlantic Conference meet at the Regis College. Both teams finished third, with the men scoring 145 points and the women scoring 65 points. James finished sixth, competing in the women's 400-meter dash, stopping the clock in a time of 1:08.83. Glasgow would finish third in the men's high jump with a top leap of 1.80 meters or 5 feet 9 inches. He would also finish third in the men's triple jump, leaping 12.61 meters or 41 feet 37 inches. Salters Grammar School won both the boys and girls divisions undefeated during the Bermuda School Sports Federation's middle school hockey tournament at the National Sports Center. Salters won when undefeated in the girls division without conceding a goal. They defeated Warwick Academy 4-0 in the girls final. Salters will get 2 goals apiece from Rachel Highland and Lauren Cardwell. Salters boys defeated Summersfield Academy boys 3-1 in the boys final. Salters trailed for the first time in the tournament when Finn Gallagher scored for Summersfield Academy. But a minute later, Jacob Adderley equalized for Salters. Adderley would then turn provider for Bobby Bart, who gave Salters the lead. Jonah Ferrara sealed the win with a third goal with 5 minutes remaining. The 16th week of Major League Rugby regular season was a big one for Marcelo Wainwright and his Toronto Arrow teammates. After their crucial win over San Diego Legion last weekend, the Arrows had to play another match, and this was a make-up fixture originally scheduled for April 14th against the Austin Elite at the Alumni Field. It was played in damp weather, but the rain forecast mostly held off for the duration of the game as Toronto picked up the 24-13 win. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
You can count on us.
Sweet mangoes, hot price, 5 for $5. Fresh certified Angus beef top round steak, $6.99 per pound. King's Hawaiian sweet hamburger or hot dog rolls, 8-pack, hot price, $5.49. Kraft barbecue sauces, 18-ounce bottle, only $2.39. Kraft shredded cheeses, 8-ounce bag, hot price, $3.49. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
It means a lot to me. I've run it since 2002. And I've started running because I wanted to be a part of Bermuda Day, and that seems like the only way I can do that because I enjoy running. And so I just think it's Bermuda Day is for families, and my sons enjoyed seeing their mother run. This year, like any other year, I actually train on the beach just to prepare my knees because I'm going to be running, for 13 miles. And I basically run on Horseshoe Bay, and then I would do the heel work, and then I would run out the gate and then up to Southampton Princess. I would say to do a lot of heel work because the race is really long. Although it's flat, we do have some heels, but if you can get over the heels, it can help you prepare for the flats. Everyone is cheering you on, the ones that know you, the ones that don't know you, they're cheering you. I even have this one lady that she has a newspaper, so she shouts your name out, she looks for your number, and I'm like, I don't even know this lady. But actually the crowd does help you through. When you're tired, they tell you to come on and you just keep running. So I really appreciate the crowd. It really means a lot to me over the 13 years that I have run it. It's been a lot of ups and downs. The first year that I ran, I thought I trained so hard and I had a lot of cramps. I think it was a bit of nerve.
The 110th Bermuda Day Half Marathon Derby is here. Join ZFB TV7 and Power 95 FM with all of the excitement starting at 8 a.m. with pre-marathon broadcast live from St. George's with Ian Wallens. He will bring you live interviews with current and former competitors. Ian will keep you updated on what's happening in the East End. That's Friday, May 24th, Bermuda Day on ZFB TV7 and Power 95 FM radio. Brought to you by BAC Universal Electric, Lindo's Group of Companies, Security Associates, The Phoenix Stores Limited, and JB Realty and Associate Services.
And that's all from us this evening. I'm Jasmine Patterson. Have a great weekend. Good night.
Jasmine Patterson's wardrobe and makeup is provided by Gibbons Company.